Phoenix is one of the hottest markets in the country, if not the hottest. But is it too hot? Today, we'll explore that burning question in this video. Every week, we take a look at a different local, state, or national market so that you can be more knowledgeable and confident in where we are headed. After all, if you knew where the market was headed, don't you think it would put you in a better position to make more money in real estate investing and give you a hedge against your competitors and put more money in your pocket? After all, isn't that why we're here on this channel? My name is Brian Betto from Cash Flow Wizards, and we help people from all backgrounds bring passive income into their life through real estate investing and business ownership so they can fire their boss and design a life that they love and leave a legacy for future generations. The reason we focus on real estate is it is the most proven way to wealth, but the hardest part is taking the first step. There's no shortage of information out there, but you can trust that with our proven system, education, and support, we can give you a clear path to success. And make sure you stick around to the end because I will share a different metric with you that can help predict when our market will take a downturn. And wouldn't it be good to be ahead of that? Also, if you find value in the content, please hit the like and subscribe button because that helps us get our message out. Before we get started, go ahead and leave a comment down below of where you're at in investing, and if you have a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video. Let's get started. Welcome to today's Greater Phoenix Market Update. Why is it important to learn about the market? Let me tell you a little story. Back in 2005, when I started investing, the time I was a postal carrier with 10 years on the job, and I was looking to replace my income with doing real estate. I saw all these people out there killing it, and I thought that looked cool, that I could be my own boss. I started getting educated and went out there. I thought it was all I needed to know was how to flip a house. I had 20 years construction experience before the post office, so I thought this would be easy peasy. I went out there and then started doing it. They said, find a team. So I found a realtor that was actually flipping homes. I thought, well, this is a great guy. He had 9 flips going at once, but I knew nothing about real estate. So I'm learning as I'm going, and they didn't teach me anything about financial literacy or business or taxes, like what I do with the money after I make it. How do I avoid taxes? They didn't talk about the market. It was all about the nuts and bolts on how to flip a house. So I went and flipped a house, made money. I did everything wrong. I still made money because the market was going up so fast. I was buying houses retail. I was using bank financing. I wasn't using hard money or private money. I was doing everything like a consumer would. I didn't know about how to be an investor. They didn't teach me any of that. And then when the market crashed, because I had done okay on my first flip, I got brave and I started doing multiple. I got stuck with 3 houses that I couldn't afford on a postal salary. So instead of getting out of my job at the post office, here I was stuck with $100,000 worth of debt, still making the same amount of money. I was 10 times worse off than I was before I started. So that is why I want to educate you on how not to make those kind of mistakes, because that took me out of investing for 10 years. I was digging my way out. That is my goal with these market updates, is to educate and inform. So one of the key things would be, if you understand the market, you'll know not to take on a long-term project if it's getting close. And I think we're getting close. I think we're within a year or so. I said that about a year ago. But if you're in the middle of a huge project that takes a year or 2 and the market dives like I did, that could be disastrous. Be aware of that. Another reason is you may want to get lines of credit. Maybe you want to put a HELOC on your primary residence or on a rental, and you can use that line for investing, for debt reduction. There's a number of ways that you can use that line. But if the market's going down and values are going down, banks, they automatically shut them down. That's one of the first things they close up. So you want to do that before the market changes. Another thing to consider is, what if you have some assets or rentals that aren't producing that much cash flow? Now is a great time to liquidate those and turn them into cash while the market's up. That way you're ready for the next point. Be prepared to buy when the market does go down. In a normal correction, I don't see us going down that 50 to 75% like we did last time. That was due to bad loans and government interference. But a normal correction is 20 to 30%. And that's a pretty good sized discount. If you can get a bunch of money ready for that, and learn how to invest. You don't have to use your own money or credit. You can use other people's. Start getting all those things in place for when the market does change. And that's what this series is for, to get you prepared for that. Let's go to the first slide here. The February listing sold was 7,563. That was up 11.1% over last month. It was down 1.3% over last year. Our new inventory for February was 7,862, just a few hundred more than our sold. Our total inventory is 8,593. That is a 1.3% decrease over last year. That leaves our monthly supply of inventory at 1.14. Anything below 3 months is considered a seller's market. 3 to 4 months is a balanced market. And we've been way below that for years now. If you're looking at houses or anything right now, you know most of them are going over list. I think 60% of homes are selling over list price. 40% are being sold for cash. Most homes have multiple offers. It is crazy out there. I put this distressed sales thing in here just because I want to keep an eye on it. They lifted the moratorium on foreclosures. So a lot of people were expecting to see a spike in distressed sales, but it hasn't happened yet. Last month was 0.1%. There were 8 homes that were distressed sales last month. I'll keep an eye on that for future. Here are the February 22 stats. Well, we'll go back to February 21. That had the highest median price, the highest average price, and price per square foot on record. It was up 18.6, 22.3, and 21% respectively. Then February 22 rolls around. Again, it's the highest median price, average price, and price per square foot on record, up 28.5%, 22.5%, and 27.2% respectively over 2021. That is a 47% increase in median price since 2020. So in 2 years, it went up 47%. That is totally nuts. Next, I want to mention mortgage rates. At the time I did this, it was 3.79% for Freddie Mac on a 30-year fixed rate, which is still historically low. Super rates, I mean, it's gone up some from the 2.5%, 3% a little bit ago. But since I made this, it's been creeping up already. And next month, I expect it to be quite a bit higher. When it starts going higher, you're going to start pricing some buyers out of the market. They're already getting bumped out just with the cash prices and multiple offers. It's hard for a new person to compete when they're coming in with 3% down and a FHA loan. It is tough for new home buyers. Next, I want to talk about a new metric that will help predict our market going down, and that is this. The rental market is tied very closely to the sales market. I was reading in Fortune magazine, they had this chart, and there's a big correlation between the two. When housing prices get too far ahead of the rental market and the leases aren't keeping up, people stop looking at houses and they just stay in rent. Because why are they going to get the same house for more money? They're just not going to do it. They'd rather rent and keep a smaller payment for the same size house. That's kind of the metric we're in right now. Phoenix is going up pretty fast, 18% last month, but the rental market is still below the housing prices. Plus, I was reading in the Cromford report that large institutional buyers are coming into Phoenix and buying a lot of inventory, and they're turning them into rentals. So soon, their prediction is that our rental market will become saturated and it will increase supply and dampen demand. That should help flatten out our rental increases for the leases. When that happens, look at that holding down our sales prices as well. And the March inventory was 4,070. Of those, the vacation rentals were 1,830. I guess I should have said February inventory. The vacation rentals were 1,830. That was 45% of the market were short-term rentals, Airbnb, vacation rentals. Long-term rentals were 2,240, and that accounted for 55% of the market. The median lease in 2022 is $2,100, up 16% over last year. The average lease is $2,270, up 17% over last year. The days on the market are at 25 days. That is down 8% over last year. Here is a chart for February 2021. This shows the median lease, 1,755, and the average lease, 1,887. So you see how much of a jump that 16% was. And there it goes, average days on market were 27 days on market. It's actually going 2 days less now. The rent check quotient, it says 1 to 5. What that means is that for every rental lease put in place, there are 5 sales of homes. That is a metric we want to keep an eye on. When the rentals start going up and the sales go down, that should get a little closer. Here's a rental chart for February 22. The thing I wanted to point out here is the average units per month were in 2014, 3171 per month. Now we are down, it's been decreasing every year since 2014. Last year, it was 1,628. But this is the first time these last few months are actually going up. This is where it's going to show that additional supply is coming into play. Well, let's keep an eye on that for the next few months. Wrapping it up, here are my predictions for 2023. According to Fortune magazine, prices should flatten out. I was also reading Zillow predictions, Redfin. Most of them are saying the same thing. They're national, so they're not the percentages that we have here in Phoenix, but I think that it'll be true for us too. Sales prices should flatten out. Rents will also flatten out due to the increased inventory by the large buyers. I would look for a continued seller's market for the rest of this year. That's not going to change. As mortgage rates increase, some buyers will get priced out of the market. Then we will be waiting for the market to turn and real estate to go on sale. Well, that's it for this week. Tune in next week. We will take a look at the national stats to see how Arizona compares. Until then, just keep learning. And remember, there is no such thing as failure, only learning lessons. Until next time, have a good week.